What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball, episode 89. Rays back on the schedule today. Sugar Shane going for the Rays against Manoah, who got bumped yesterday. Orioles game postponed, so we get a look at Manoah again. But I wanted to pull this bad boy out. Sugar Shane, he's pretty Diamond Kings, but I love these 86 throwbacks. Rays weren't even a team then. It's a nice looking Sugar Shane. And then, boom, the auto. Love Sugar Shane. And that's going to be a great matchup. Manoah got the best of Patino last time in a big way. Let's see if the Rays' other young gun can step up and get some. Because the Blue Jays are tough, man, and they play the Rays tough. We're going to see that relentless lineup. Rays were lucky to get one out of that last series, but Rays at home, let's see if we can get it done. We'll be all over that game today. That is, to me, the best matchup of the day today, Manoah and McClanahan. You've got Swervin' Irvin out at Texas, Manning and Maeda. So it's Eminem. Manning and Maeda. You know we like Manning. The Tigers' up-and-coming pitching staff against the reeling Twins. Well, I mean, the Twins are just done. It's a sad state of affairs. But the matchups I wanted to highlight, Phillies at Boston, all right? And then you've got Nestor Cortez and Ordorizzi. The East-West matchup goes. But, man, the Yankees just are so far off the radar for me, I just don't care. I guess if they start challenging the Rays, I'll be back to watch it. But it's hard to watch that team, I think. They're boring, man. I've been talking about you have to have a little bit of spice. But we still don't have any fans. Yankee fans, millions more than there are Rays fans. But I'm telling you, man, who would you rather watch, the casual fan, Yankees or Rays? If you know what you're talking about, the Rays brand of baseball is just so much more fun. And then I want to highlight this guy, Mr. Needs a Sando. Triston McKenzie's going for the Tribe today against Kansas City. Look at this guy. It's amazing with his frame that he's able to generate the kind of stuff that he looks, I don't know, like he could use a sandwich. Let's just leave it there. I think he's bulked up a little bit, but in the last interview that I saw with him, he wasn't that much bigger. But you don't have to be big if you get that kind of nastiness, and he is nasty. Trouble with the walks. I'm going to be checking out Triston McKenzie today. And again, remember, the difference between this card, this base, that's just the Topps base, right? And then this is the Bowman rookie base. And despite virtually the same card, same year, the Bowman is the one to have. And obviously that's not even the chrome, that's just the Bowman paper. I bought a bunch of Cleveland breaks because you can get them for cheap, and I scored a bunch of Triston McKenzie. So I'm going to be looking at him. That Manning and Maeda, I got Manning in a break tonight. Looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll have our eyes on that Manoah and McClanahan game full report coming tomorrow. Worth noting, Montas pitches the A's to a much-needed victory over the Astros yesterday. Remember, we've been talking about how the Astros are looking to take off here. I expect the Astros to beat the Yankees. The Yankees do not scare me. But Montas pitched a hell of a game yesterday. And speaking of good pitching performances, we finally highlighted a guy that we've been looking into, and he came through. Logan Gilbert, maybe he was angry because I called him goofy looking. But I don't care what you look like if you deal like that. I meant no disrespect. It's just, I'm a Marine. I say stupid stuff. Not trying to ride the guy. But, man, he looked good. And he's young. So, with Franmil Reyes continuing to mash, we'll see if we can get Triston McKenzie on the right side of the winning ledger as well. Before we go, one more thing. National League West. You've got the Giants clinging to that lead out there, but they've got a tough set against the Nationals. I mean, the Nationals were playing over their skis for a while. I think they've come back to earth. I mean, Schwarber was just carrying that team with just ridiculous numbers. But now it's Nats at Giants. It's not like those aren't winnable games, but the Giants hold a one-game lead in the division, and they've held it the whole way. It would be a shame for them to go into the All-Star break without that. But Arizona at Los Angeles Dodgers, and then you've got Colorado at San Diego. So obviously a big discrepancy in the strength of schedule, the opponents in the NL West to close out the first half, even though it's not the numerical first half. But it's a short one today. Get at me on Twitter, at RyeBread0844. I want to talk about this East-West showdown, as the Tribe did get a win finally last night, but they're the closest thing sniffing anything to do with the wild card outside of the AL East and AL West. I really think it's a compelling story, and I want to hear who's your most fun team to watch. Who are the fun teams? Let's try and break those regional ties that bind. Bascom's Chop House, St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater. Go get a great steak, a great bottle of wine. And then, of course, out there, Bravo Beach Resort, Siargao Island, Philippines. Man, I'm not kidding. I've been talking them up. They are the place to be. All right, be good out there. We're going to do 162.